Okay, good morning to all. This is going to be an informal, the presentation where I will be, taking you through the basic, the information and general guidelines for the joining the partner network, and then how exactly it can be, the taken up further on. As you all know, the Mozocare has been, the aggressively working and expanding itself in different geographies recently. Uh, just to make you a note and to draw your attention and confidence that in a very short span of a time we have been able to they take an advanced leap and bounds, and it has a spiral upon in the terms of the team or the revenues or the network or the clients and the partner affiliations and the joint collaborations all around the places. The post-COVID, the entire the activities has been taken up digitally, and now we are in a paperless organization, pushing up everything all around. So let me take you further on to this. That today we have already collaborated with more than 100 the leading hospitals from the various countries, and has been onboarded acclaimed doctors for the same reason. On the other hand, it has also bestowed its affiliation and the franchises in multiple countries, and which is getting activated the now. It's a true the strength on the ground for the international expansion through the network. So we are focusing on the expansion of the network through the franchises, strategic partnership, and a joint venture, depending on the geographic and the population base and the addressable market. What we are having, from the east to west or north to south. Right. This is where will be taking up, and you would be fairly in a position to assess out the which all the objective you would like to achieve through the Mozocare. Now, these are the key partners where we will definitely, and we are focusing upon the hospitals and laboratories. That is a diagnostic, the companies, the doctors, that one of the strongest pillar of our network, health insurances, and the health, the management organization, if at all, is available in those particular countries. Corporates or the whether it's a private or is in the government owned NGOs. The governments, of course, without them, I mean, nothing much moves around. So we are extending certain kind of a support and building up those kind of a tie-ups where we can help out the people who are not able to get treated within the country, and the government would like to sponsor them directly or indirectly. Then the tower organizations, and of course the patients, because the patient can refer more patients if they're happy enough, if they are like the comfortable, they have a very interesting and unique combination of explorers and experiences throughout the journey. They would definitely help us out to the converting even further more the businesses. The key activities right now we are having is to recruit and a selection of the franchises, strategic partners, and a joint venture in the different regions. What all the resources is been put up by the Mozocare, that is in a standard operating procedures, obviously, and what you would require to populate and propagate that office infrastructure and utilizing the brand value of the Mozocare in those regions. Though, what is a value proposition is bought in? It's a multi-monetization of the network. What we say the network, which we craft out of the hospital, diagnostic companies, the doctors, the insurance companies, corporates, NGOs, blah blah blah. So we are trying to multi-monetize that through the integrated medical access platform. We'll be taking up one after another one the services. The way we will carve out and position ourselves in the market. Based on that, we are definitely going to enhance the various different kind of services to include in. So right now what we are doing, we are building the franchise and a partner support, which is available through our CPO, which is running 24/7 out of one of our premises. What are the channels we can utilize? So obviously we are utilizing, apart from the offline digital foray, we are applying and pushing up through those the websites, the digital outreach and the referral programs by those key partners. Again, to emphasize on the key partners, where you would be working very aggressively for the managing the hospitals, doctors and the HMOs, corporates, NGOs, government and the travel agencies around those regions, where you would be taking the Mozocare for the for the rides. Okay, customer segment, the people who would like to have their business and the interest in the patient care would be our targets, right? So when you are going to enhance and develop your the network further, or you creating a unit franchises around the regional partners and all, you have to ensure the people are having a thorough intense interest in the patient care services. If they do not have the interest in the patient care, then making money out of this turn out to be a very ugly affair for us. You would have two parameters to look into your entire position. One is about cost structure, that means the patient care center, the operations team and outreach and advertisement. So 80% of the 80 to 90% of the procedure for managing the patients would be taken care by the global patient care center, which is managed by the Mozocare, and the local operation, that's marketing, sales and marketing, or the support locally would be managed by the by the partners. Similarly, the team which will require, we'll talk in the following slides obviously, but then how exactly you have to outreach to the market and advertise the value propositions what we are bringing in the market for those key partners, through the key partners and to the patients in those regions. And the sources of the revenues which we have through the franchises, ongoing revenue sharing, the royalties, the sales of medical services, obviously the counseling, the consultation and many other services which will operate. Marketing services, obviously sometime we will see that how exactly we can monetize from the market, because there is no standard the marketplace right now to look into. Obviously the geographics, it changes the dynamic, so we'll not talk about right now about the marketing services which we can. And then beyond that, if the partner is having the ability to do so, we may or may not include the medical equipment supplies and distribution in those regions. What is the benefit of joining a Mozocare network? Obviously, our entire imperative is to make a big impact in the patient care globally. But what is silent features? So obviously, the quality brand recognition of the Mozocare. I mean, the way we have carved it out in the past couple of years' time, and the way we are aggressively moving ahead in terms of. So Mozocare is known for the dispensation of the medical information to the patient and the sponsors without any restriction. Expert support and training is available for the partners through the system, offline and online. Offline, will be taken up differently whenever the need arises. You have to place a request, take care of those logistics, and also as the trainers arrive to your premises to train out your people. Otherwise, virtually we are, the training continuously. Established customer base in the different regions. We have been, the outreaching. So shorter time to open. As soon as your sign up with the Mozocare and you're having the office facilities available, immediately we can offshoot those the sales and marketing proposition and start doing the business. That means you don't require to have too much of a handy the practices before doing the businesses, but more of, as I say, that the 80 to 90% of the task is taken care by the CPO. Obviously you have to look into that how you can make an impact in the market. Proprietary technology, this is too much to claim as of now, because nowadays this assimilation, aggregation of different kind of portals and platforms which get integrated in the system. We may not own that, but it's been integrated in the system to make a better use of it. Operational guidelines: we are a standard oriented company, so we are having our own standard operating procedures which will be shared out with the partners to follow it up, and they can standardize, the tweak a little bit, the process to suits to the local standards. Obviously, I mean, we have a benchmark and we will not put down ourselves just to adjust to the local, the consideration, but to benchmark the way it has to be. Marketing advertisements, which will be, the part of, the imperative from both sides to, look into how exactly we can take this fiercely to the market in a short time. Access to the Mozocare network. Yeah. This is an approach to make you onboarding, for the Mozocare partner network, the franchise plan, where you have to have a drive and a specific plans, objective to achieve, and based on those, we will guide the entire program. Now, further to that, the operation manuals will be shared. The marketing plan obviously has to be prepared, get accepted by the Mozocare team before, the starting of those activities. And then the legal documents. This is where all the legal imperatives have to be set out well in advance. Support infrastructure has to be built up by you for the local market. The training program will be taken up jointly. The marketing material will be transferred to you, and then after you can, do a printing of those. You can also build up and customize as to suits to the market. And then trademark production. So the wherever we have not been able to yet, the place on the record, the registration of a trademark, you would be doing the trademark for the Mozocare undertaking for a specific time period. Then the franchise system, how exactly it would be working out, the partner recruitment selection, that's what we take up, and then the awarding that, the entire partnership. So this is the parameters we take up, that the process oriented. So I would advise you to take up this particular activity, freeze your legal, the action first, and then parallelly working on the marketing and the operational part. Most of the other information will be taken up in the following couple of other, the slides, and we'll look out for.